Hope you're doing well. This is Randall Garcia, owner of Medicare Pro. And as you know, there are so many updates for 2026. And where do you get all of the new information? And what do you need to be aware of as we go into another annual enrollment period? Well, if you're not familiar with Medicare Pro, I'm here to tell you we make Medicare easy, and we've been awarded top agents in San Antonio and in other markets in Texas since 2014. And so we have a great track record of helping people with their Medicare plan options and much more than that. I always say that we operate like a nonprofit, but we're a for-profit with a nonprofit's heart. And we believe in serving people and serving our city. And so I'm so happy to give you these updates for 2026 where you can find out a lot. So stick around and we're going to go over some really, really important updates. So what do you need to know for 2026? Well, I believe that the biggest thing that you need to know is that your annual notice of change will come usually mid to late September. And this annual notice of change is what it is it's a side-by-side comparison of the plan you have for 2025. And on the other side, it's the plan that you will have for 2026. Now, I think this is important for me to say, but sometimes you're going to review that annual notice of change and you're going to say, awesome, my plan got better. I'm going to keep my plan. Or you might look at your annual notice of change and you might say, eesh, my copays went up, my deductible went up. And so we want you to call your Medicare Pro agent so that we can review your plan with you. If you're unhappy, listen, we'll shop it out again for you. And so the next thing I want you to know is about the Inflation Reduction Act changes. In 2025, there was the Inflation Reduction Act that took place, and it helps reduce the amount of prescription drug cost for people who have high drug utilization. And so what we found out is for 2026 is that the cap for medication costs is $2,100. In 2025, it was $2,000. Now it's going up to $2,100. So be aware of that. If you're a high utilizer of drugs, you might be capping out at $2,100 in 2026. Now, this applies to all plans. If you're taking generic prescriptions, well, you really don't have to worry about that. This $2,100 annual out-of-pocket maximum for prescriptions is really for high dollar drugs, high utilizers of prescriptions. Another thing to note is that they did raise the average deductible from $590 to $615. Now, I got to say, there's a lot of plans that have lower deductibles than this, but the deductibles cannot be higher than $615 by law for 2026. So many of you will have lower deductibles, and that's amazing. Keep that enhanced benefit if you have lower deductibles than what the government has issued. Number 3 here is misinformation is at an all-time high, and it may get worse. So beware of bait and switch tactics. I'm telling you, we're going to get into this a little bit more in a few minutes, but you must be aware of all of the misinformation that's happening every single year, even every single month. And lastly, changes may be confusing. So this is why you need an agent who knows what they're talking about so that we can make your changes plain and clear to you. So here's some advice from Medicare Pro. Number 1, I want you to remember that reputable carriers are stable carriers usually. And so what I've seen in my experience, I've been doing Medicare for 13 years, and what I've seen is the nationwide companies, the big companies, they're usually companies that are pretty stable year over year. Now, nobody's exempt from going through challenges, and so what I've seen in 2026 is there's been a lot of changes, even with top insurance carriers. So it's important that you know that I believe you should be with a stable carrier that where every year they're either improving their benefits or they're at least staying stable. If your insurance company that you're with is raising copays and raising deductibles, that doesn't tell me that they're stable. What it really tells me is maybe we should shop out your plan. And so remember, reputable carriers are stable carriers. Number two, I want you to know to not change your plan without advice. See, more than ever, customers must be educated on changes with a local Medicare agent. Now, this is true. Don't change your plan without advice. I am telling you, our agents get calls and we get walk-ins to our office every week of people who either tried to do it alone or they took advice from the wrong person. And a lot of times that leads to confusion. It leads to making mistakes. We're going to talk about some mistakes. I'm going to give you some real examples in a few minutes, but you do not want to do it on your own. I love how independent you might be. I love how intelligent you might be with technology and shopping out plans. But let me tell you, the devil is in the details sometimes. And many times things can look good, but sometimes it's not always what it's set out to be. I've had many people come in and they choose a plan that has great benefits on paper. Oh, I chose this plan because great benefits on paper. But then they realize, I can't use my plan anywhere. It has a small network and I can't go anywhere and I can't see my specialists. I can't see my doctors. But it looked good on paper. So please don't do it alone. Get advice from a Medicare Pro agent and you're going to be in good shape for 2026. Here's another one. Number 3, some telesales agents will use the Inflation Reduction Act to take advantage of people. So right now there's a lot of confusion. And so telesales agents will usually use this to their advantage. With a new law in place, they might say some things, they might misinform you, they might kind of tell half-truths. And so, one of the things that we don't want you to do is be misinformed about these important changes. Let's go to number 4. I want you to double check any information you hear with your agent. Double check it because there's so much misinformation spreading. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to fact check everything for you. We're going to fact check what you're being told, what you saw, what you read, what you heard. It could be from an advertisement. It could be from a neighbor. On a daily basis, we are fact checking everything that's said. And many times it's misinformation. And so please, if you have a question, just double check it. Let us help you understand. We don't want you to be misled in any way, shape, or form. Number 5, schedule an appointment to go through changes. So if you're confused, Medicare Pro will review your plan changes and ensure that you're safe for 2026. So we want to give you the peace of mind that you need so that you don't really have to worry about it. Okay? Listen, we do in-person appointments at the office. We go to your home. We do virtual appointments. We do phone appointments. We do whatever makes you feel comfortable. We'll meet you at a Starbucks. There's so many options. And so if you need an appointment, please reach out to your agent because our agents are going to make sure that you're good for 2026. All right, number 6, if you receive your annual notice of change and there aren't many changes, let me tell you, that's great news. Stable plans are keepers. If your plan is stable, or if your plan isn't stable, you want to call us, okay? So that annual notice of change is that comparison. What are you getting this year and next year? Are copays rising? Are deductibles rising? We want to get in front of that and make sure that if your plan isn't stable, we're going to have that appointment with you and get you set for 2026. Number 7, never enroll over the phone or online. I want to shout this one from the rooftops because so many reasons. We're going to talk about misinformation a little more in a few minutes, but unfortunately, we have just too many instances of clients being scammed. And so We never want you to do business over the phone, unless it's with us, because you can meet us in person. You know who we are. You know our name. You know our offices. But never answer that phone call. I mean, on average, I hear that people are getting 20 and 30 calls a day from solicitors. And one thing that you need to know is that it is against the law for people to cold call you. So why would you trust somebody who cold called you, broke the law, now you're answering the phone and you're believing what they're saying? That doesn't make sense. Let's use some common sense here and say, you know what, if they're willing to break the law to get me on the phone, then they're probably willing to do a lot of other things to mislead me. So no matter how nice they seem on the phone, they are breaking the law when they're calling you advertising Medicare plans. It's not good. And if you're getting the calls, you know what I'm talking about. It's not fun. Number 8, disregard advertisements that are too good to be true. Some advertisements are unethical, bait and switch tactics. So they just want you to call their phone number. So they will say anything and everything to get you to call. And I've heard it. Again, more on this in a few minutes. They will say anything to get you to call, to get you interested. But a Medicare Pro agent will actually give you the truth, and we will cut through the noise and make sure that you're eligible and getting everything that you're eligible for. So that's super, super important. Next one is we want you to share these tips with your family and friends, because you want to protect your family. You want to protect your friends from costly mistakes by sharing this with them. So you can actually share this YouTube video with your family and friends, and I believe that it would serve them well. Even if they don't do business with us, this video is still a great video that I believe everyone needs to watch. I'm not promoting any certain company or any specific type of plan. I'm just trying to help Medicare beneficiaries hear the truth, and I want you to hear it from a reputable company that is actually trusted, and you'll hear about that in a few minutes as well. Here's some real stories from my client. Okay, now the good stuff. Here's a story. Now I've changed the names to protect the identity of the guilty, of the victims here. Mrs. Jones was the victim of identity theft. This was one of our clients. She had her identity stolen. She actually thought she was talking to her insurance company, but it was a scam call to steal her information. And these are the things that I never want to hear. Is she thought she was talking to her insurance company, but you know what happened is she answered the phone, and they claimed to be, hey, we're your insurance company. We need to verify some information. And Mrs. Jones, she gave them information thinking it was her insurance company, but it wasn't. And now there was a whole lot of mess and a whole lot of heartache and pain. And we don't want you to go through that. Please be careful who you're talking to. Mr. Garza was a victim of bait and switch tactics. So he saw an advertisement that said, get $2,220 back in your Social Security check. Call now so we can get your $2,220 back in your Social Security check. Well, he thought that they were just going to give it to him. What they're using a bait and switch tactic. People who are low income get the $185 Medicare premium. They get it back in their check when you're below a certain amount of income. I think right now it's around $1,300 a month. If you're under that, $185 times 12 months is $2,220. You see, what they're doing here is bait and switch. They're really saying, they should have said, truthfully, call us so you can apply for Medicaid. But you know what? Instead, they say, get $2,220 back into your Social Security check. That is a bait and switch. They're acting like everybody can get that money back, when in fact, it's only people who are below the federal poverty limits of income. Those are the people who will get that money back. And Mr. Garza, unfortunately, he fell for the tactic, and when the person on the phone realized that he didn't qualify for Medicaid, guess what they do? Boom, they switch their tactic, and now they're trying to sell him another product. But how'd they get him to call? Bait and switch tactics. So please be careful. It's not what we do at Medicare Pro. Be careful of these advertisements. Number 3, Miss Lopez was a victim of misinformation. You might have seen some of these advertisements. An advertisement said, claim your Trump Medicare benefits. That's what it said. She showed me this. Claim your Trump Medicare benefits. I'm here to tell you there is no Trump Medicare benefits. That is misinformation. That is false. It is misleading. There's no such thing as Trump Medicare benefits. In fact, what's funny about this is back in 2013, when I started, there was advertisement saying, get your Obama benefits. And then there's been, get your Trump benefits, get your Biden Medicare benefit. All of that is baloney. So be careful. There's no such thing. It's just Medicare. It's the government and these insurance companies, they offer things. But this is just a pure sign that people are willing to say anything and everything to try to get you to call them. And it's not good. Mr. Davis was the victim of the give back plan lie. The give back plan lie is probably one of the most popular lies that we have seen. In fact, a couple months ago, I had a woman, not just Mr. Davis, I had another person in my office crying because she was a victim of the give back plan lie. This is not the same as applying for Medicaid. But telesales agencies often promise to give you money back on your plan with no consequences. And unfortunately, here's the truth of the matter. There are give back plans in the market. There are plans that give you some money back in your Social Security, and anyone can apply for it. But here's the problem. They don't tell you the whole truth. When you take a give back plan, let's say it's giving you an extra $40 a month, or however much it is, there's different ones. What it does is it doubles, triples, even quadruples your copays. And so you were once paying maybe a $10, $15 specialist. Now you're paying $60. You were once paying around $100 a day for hospital. Now you're paying $500 a day in the hospital, right? And so now everything goes up. Your drug costs go up. Your doctor's visits go up. Your hospital goes up. Your surgery goes up. Sometimes your dental goes away. Your vision goes away. And then what are you left with? Just for a little bit of money back. But here's the thing. Those plans exist, and we sell them. But we compare them side by side so that you can get the truth. Unfortunately, telesales companies will say, oh, get your money back. It's not going to affect your plan. And until you get your benefits and you say, why did everything quadruple? Now I can't afford these costs. So be very careful on the give back lie. Okay, it is a lie. It's out there, but the lie is withholding truth, that it won't affect you and it won't have consequences. Yes, there are consequences when you take a give back plan. Number 5, Miss Thomas was the victim of shiny object marketing. This is what I call it. Advertisements wave a shiny object in front of their customers, like a flex card or a food card, but they don't explain anything else. And then this is also kind of goes back to bait and switch. It's like somebody on the other line, a telesales person, will say, oh, you don't have a flex card? Oh, you don't have a food benefit? And then they'll wave that object in front of you and try to get you to bite on that so they can sell you something, but they're not explaining the other end of what you're getting. And so a lot of times people are losing out on other benefits. Not all the time, but it is a popular tactic for people to kind of get in, to get you interested. And that's an unfortunate thing. The shiny object marketing is actually another big marketing tactic that sometimes does not serve people very good. All right, moving on. I want to give you the big takeaways today. Number one, I want you to call your Medicare Pro agent if you need help. Never give out your personal information over the phone. Never enroll over the phone. Be careful of scams, bait and switch tactics, misinformation, and shiny object marketing. I'm telling you this because we want to keep you safe. We want to keep you happy and healthy and free from all of these unfortunate, unethical, fraudulent marketing practices. Let me tell you, we are always here to help. Call Medicare Pro, call your agent if you need help. And as the owner of Medicare Pro, I want to say thank you for being one of our customers. I hope that you always receive 5-star service and treatment. And I always tell people, leave a review. Tell us how we did. And so how do you know that we're reputable? How do you know that you can trust us? Because after every appointment, we ask, hey, would you share your experience online? And it's amazing. Here's what we have. We have 360 Google reviews right now. I'm hoping you're one of them. And we're counting all 5-star reviews. We're over 365-star reviews and counting. This is how you know that we are giving you the correct information. Last but not least, this is my favorite part of the entire presentation. We are a faith-based agency. John 3:16 is what we live by. And I just pray and hope that you would have a safe and healthy Medicare season, your fall, and into the new year. We pray blessings over you, and we hope that everything that you do this fall and into next year, we hope that you are blessed and highly favored. Please reach out to us if you need anything at all. We love you. We're here to help. Please don't do it alone. We'll see you soon.